downfall of this wicked kingdom, and speak about the upliftment of Yahweh Shai, which is the only begotten Son of Heavenly Father Yahweh, coming back to deliver the elect of our people out of this last captivity. Okay, so first and foremost, want to give all praises, glory, and honor
to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wakadadash.
Civilized to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, much love and respect to Akim out there pushing the
go.
And truth and sincerity. All right? So we're going to start. We're going to go into Daniel's, the 7th chapter. We're going to go into the prophetic side of the scriptures right now. Let's go to Daniel 7 and 1. Start out 1.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and 1.
Yeah.
In the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream and visions of his head upon his bed. Then he wrote the dream and told the sum of the matters. Daniel spake and said, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the four winds of the heavens strove upon the great sea, and four great beasts came up from the sea.
Now these beasts represent kingdoms, all right? Particular kingdoms that was in rulership, all right? Go ahead. It's going to also include this kingdom that's currently in rulership. Go ahead.
And four great beasts came up from the sea, diverse from one another. The first was like a lion, and had eagle's wings.
Now that represents what? What beast that represents? Huh? The Assyrians. The Assyrians, right? The Assyrians, okay? Go ahead. Because when you look at the Assyrian art, you'll see they have something called a griffin, which is a lion with wings. All right? Kind of has like a man's face too. Go ahead.
It says, the first was like a lion, and had eagle's wings. I beheld till the wings thereof were plucked.
Right, the wings were plucked, representing the Babylonians taking down the Assyrians, which they were the same people, it was just two different kingdoms. Okay, they're of the same nation though. Go ahead. Just like the Greeks and the Romans. The Greeks and the Romans were both Edomites. Right? They're both so-called white people, which are Edomites. All right? But the Romans took down the Greeks. Go ahead.
It says, thereof were plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth, and made stand upon the feet as a man,
right.
And a man's heart was given to it.
Right, so it stood up on its feet, meaning what? It rose up. Okay, it rose up into power. Okay, go ahead.
And behold, another beast, a second, like to a bear, and it raised up itself on one side.
Now the bear represents the Medo-Persian Empire. Okay? Now the Medes were in power first, but the Persians got higher in power. They took over because they were stronger. Okay, so they took over and they ruled the longest out of them. So that's why they raised up. Okay, they were more exalted than the Medes. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, and it raised up itself on one side, and it had three ribs in the mouth of it, between the teeth of it.
Now the ribs represent what? What do the ribs represent? You guys know what the ribs represent? What does the ribs represent, Sabah?
The ribs represent
Okay, Makaya knows. Huh? Not three kings. Three. What? Right. Nope. It was the directions that they took over. South, north, and west. Okay? And the areas that they took over. That's what it meant by the three ribs. Go ahead.
It says here, and they said thus unto it, arise, devour much flesh. After this I beheld, and lo, another, like a leopard, which had upon the back of it four wings.
Now this represents Alexander the Greek. This is the first time the so-called white people came into power, the Edomites. Okay? This was the beginning of the rulership of the wicked. Okay? The leopard. Go ahead.
Which had upon the back of it four wings of a fowl.
As a matter of fact, he came to one of our priests, one of the Levite priests, right? And they said, listen, this is you in the prophecy. He's like, wait a minute, I saw you in a dream. He told one of the Levites, this is in history now. He came to one of the Levite priests and said, I saw you in my dream. All right? And he said, yeah, because you're this man to fulfill this prophecy. Okay? And this was the beginning of the wicked being in power. Go ahead, matter of fact, get me Maccabees. Dealing with evils were multiplied in the earth. But what did the so-called white man do to come on the earth to multiply evils? That's it. To be the wicked and to oppress the kings. That's literally his mission on the earth. His purpose on the earth. Go ahead.
It's Revelation 6 and 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given.
No, hold on. That's not what I asked for. Give me that.
First Maccabees 1 and 7. So Alexander reigned 12 years, then died. And his servants bare ruled everyone in his place.
Right?
And after
So
his
his
death,
servants were what? The four generals. which we're going to get into that when you go down in the chapter, okay, which was Lasamachus, Cassander, Ptolemy, and Seleucus. Go ahead.
And
those
after,
were the main ones. There was another one, but those were the main ones. Go ahead.
And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves, so did their sons after them
Right. They
many years.
They took over the north, the south, the different regions in the kingdom. Go ahead.
And evils were multiplied.
And what was multiplied?
And evils were multiplied.
And evils were multiplied. Why were evils multiplied when the Greeks came into power? Because that was the beginning of the wicked, the beginning of the so-called white people ruled, the Edomites. That's what we're trying to show you, right? There's a nation known as the wicked, the evil nation on the earth. The villains are in power right now.
That's right.
Okay? See what they did to the Native Americans? See what they did to the Negroes? Those are the villains in power.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying to you? But what's going to happen? The protagonist is going to take over.
That's right.
Which is Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
Okay? And we're part of that protagonist too.
That's right.
But we're just at that part of the movie where the protagonist is about to lose. Excuse me, the antagonist is about to lose. And the protagonist is about to win, man.
That's right.
So you jakes don't get it, man. You don't understand that you're in a spiritual simulation. All right? You're in the Most High's movie, man. Go ahead.
And evils were multiplied in the earth.
Okay, go ahead.
Real quick, this is Zephaniah 3:8. Therefore wait ye upon me, said the Lord, until the day that I rise up.
So you're not supposed to go and try to bring up arms to fight against the so-called white man, the Edomites. The Lord said, wait ye upon me. I'm going to take this devil down.
That's right.
Man.
That's right.
What don't you guys get, man? They can. One thing no one can go against is prophecy.
That's right.
They're going to lose based upon prophecy. They already lost the battle. We just got to wait for the prophecy to play out, man.
That's right.
See, you jakes thought you could avoid prophecy. Right now, we're not going into slavery under the so-called way. We're stronger. What happened to you? Where are you at now? See what I'm saying? You cannot go against. It was prophetic that this had to happen, right? And it's prophetic that he's going to go down.
Right.
Go ahead.
For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation,
Right.
even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy.
Go ahead.
This is Luke 21 and verse 24.
Uh-huh.
And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations.
Who was going to be led away captive? Us, the Israelites, were led away captive. They're slave in slavery under all nations. Go ahead.
And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles.
Now the heathen are now in our land, trying to act like they're us. You understand? Go ahead.
Until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
Until their time is up. And we're almost at the time that the Gentiles are fulfilled. When Yahweh Shai is going to come back and take these devils down, man. And set us up in power, man. And then we're going to have fun. Then we're going to have fun. All right? That's when the tables are going to turn, man.
That's right.
As they say, the rabbit has the shotgun. All right? It's all fun till the rabbit has the shotgun. Right? That's what's getting ready to happen, man. So we sleep like a baby at night, man. I sleep like a baby at night, knowing what's getting ready to come, man. Okay? Drool on my pillow, bro. Knowing what's getting ready to come, man. We're not worried about these Edomites and what they think and what they say. That's good. Listen, man, you jakes get all emotional. Oh, let's stop being racist. This and that. What? This is the devil. What do you want? This is your enemy. What do you want him to be? To give you a kiss, man? You jakes need to wake up, man, and understand the truth, man. Go ahead.
2 Thessalonians 2 and 7.
Right.
For the mystery of iniquity
Don't get back to
doth
that.
already work.
Yep.
Only he who now let it will let.
Now, who's letting them stay in power? The Most High.
Right.
But he's about to take them out. What I was about to say.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Until he be taken out of the way.
Until he takes them out of the way.
Right.
He's going to take them out of the way, man. That's prophecy.
That's right.
Go ahead.
And then shall the wicked be revealed.
Then we're revealing the wicked right now. We're telling you who the wicked is. It's the Edomites.
That's right.
The villain is in power, man. I should get a shirt. The villain is in power right now, man. Let them ask me what that means, man. Okay? Go ahead. The ones who did what they did to the so-called Native Americans, to the so-called Negroes, these are the Hawaiians, and everyone around the earth who's poisoning the water and all that. It's the same people. They didn't change. The same individuals, man. The Edomites, the sons of the wicked, man. And we are the sons of God.
That's right.
Okay? Being persecuted under the wicked.
That's right.
Okay? Being trodden down underfoot in a low condition. Man. See what I'm saying to you? Go ahead.
And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth,
And the spirit of his mouth comes through his prophets. Go ahead.
and shall destroy with the brightness of his
And
coming.
he's going to destroy them when he comes back. Got it? Okay, go ahead. Last
Jeremiah-
precept, we're going to go back to that. Go
Jeremiah
ahead.
4 verse 7, the lion has come up from his thicket, and the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way. He has gone forth from his place to make thy land desolate.
That's right.
And thy cities shall be laid waste without inhabitants.
Yeah, the main place that's speaking about is America. That's gonna, once America is wiped out, that's the end of these Edomite rulership. Now they can just wait to go into slavery. That's the next step. Go ahead.
Back to Daniel chapter 7 and verse 6. After this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl. The beast had also 4 heads,
Hip stretch. Go ahead.
and dominion was given to it.
Yeah.
Verse 7. After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, the 4th beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured.
No, go. Okay, Salaki, go up a bit. Go up a bit.
Okay. Daniel 7 and 6. After this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard,
Right, that's speaking about the Greeks, all right? The beginning of the Edomite rulership, go ahead.
which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl. The beast had also 4 heads,
The 4 heads represent his 4 generals that we spoke about before. Go ahead.
and dominion was given to it.
Uh-huh.
After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, the 4th beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces.
Now, this is speaking about the Roman Empire.
That's
It
right.
was dreadful among all those other kingdoms. Okay, that was. Listen, all those. When you look at the statue, all the materials get lesser in value but stronger. It started with gold, then it went all the way down to iron. Okay, go ahead.
It devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it.
Uh-huh.
And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before.
It was diverse from the other kingdoms. Why? Because they didn't deal with a monarchy. Okay, the Romans didn't deal with a monarchy. They dealt with a senate. See, just like how this kingdom deals with a senate, because this is the revival of the Roman Empire, man.
That's right.
This is the deadly beast whose wound was healed, and this is where the Lord is going to come back and deliver His elect, man. See what I'm saying? You got to understand, this is all about prophecy. Prophecy has to come to pass, man. The way it is written. Go ahead.
And it had 10 horns.
Matter of fact, get me that. The beast who's dead. Give me Revelations 13. All right? And give me Revelations 20, brother. Give me Revelations 20 real quick. All right, hold that. All right? 13 where? 13, here. Let's look for where it says David being was healed. That's three?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. This is...
There are 2.
Start at 1. Start at 1.
This is Revelation 13 and verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Now that represents the Roman Empire. Today, it represents what? NATO and the EU headed by America. Okay? Which is the whore that rideth upon the beast. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And
Because they work together, but who makes the decisions amongst NATO and the EU? It's America.
Yeah.
America's really the one who calls the shots. That's why when Donald Trump was in there, right? They said, listen, you got to watch how you talk to us because you don't have much friends.
Yeah.
Right? You don't have many allies left. Why? Because they were getting tired of America telling them what to do, man. Go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
So like in Revelation 17 and 18. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth.
That's America, the whore that sitteth upon the beast, sitteth upon what NATO and the EU, which is the revival of the Roman Empire. Go ahead.
Revelation 17 and verse 12. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, will receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast.
Right, because who's in power? Who's really in power? America's really in power. They have a union, so if they go to war, right? NATO, anyone from NATO, any country from NATO or EU goes to war, America has a contract that they have to join.
That's right.
But at the end of the day, who's in power? Right? So they don't really have a kingdom. They're just joint heirs with America. Go ahead.
Verse 13, these have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast.
Right, which is the whole conglomerate. All right, go ahead.
Going back to Revelation 13 and verse 2, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard,
Yep.
and his feet were as the feet of a bear.
Right, so now that's dealing with the beginning of the Edomite rulership. The so-called white people, first time they came into power was when? In the Greeks, the time of the Greeks, which represents the leopard. That's why it's the head. The head represents the beginning. Okay, starting with Alexander the Greek. Okay? Now, they like to say, these Edomites, I'll show you how racist they are. They like to say civilization started with the Greeks. There was much greater civilizations than the Greeks. The Babylonians, the Persians, the Egyptians, so on and so forth, right? Right, which they stole most of their ideology from. And they're not even the original Greeks. The original Greeks were Japhetic. Okay? But the ones that came into power were the Edomites that were calling themselves Greeks. Go ahead.
And his feet were as the feet of a bear.
Yep.
And
now that represents Russia. That's going to be the end of their kingdom.
That's right.
Why? Because Russia's going to shoot nuclear missiles along with their allies on America.
That's right. Bring it
See, the balance of power is between America and Russia. That's why they signed a treaty. What was that treaty's name? Treaty of no. There was a particular treaty that Russia and America signed that they would not go to war. Okay, but America kept going back on their different agreements, right? So that what's happening now? They're starting to bump heads again. Okay, go ahead.
And his mouth as the mouth of a lion, and the dragon gave him his power, and his seat, and great authority. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death.
Now, one of the heads is the Roman Empire. Okay, Rome is one of the heads. Okay. Now, at one time, Rome was in power. It was wounded. Okay, meaning what? The Edomites, right, which were the so-called white people that were ruling in Rome, they were taken over by us, so-called black people, which was called what? The Holy Roman Empire, which they don't teach you that in history. But if you go and look at the old paintings, you'll see, you got some of the paintings here, there were so-called black people that were ruling the Byzantine and Dark Ages, man.
That's right.
Okay? It wasn't just the Moors that were black. They'll have a movie and they'll show a black guy and say, oh, this guy's a Moor. No, it's not just the Moors that were black. The Saxons, the Danes, okay? So-called Vikings. Go ahead, man.
This is Revelation 20 and verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit, and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil, and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years.
So the Edomites were not able to, at that time, they were not able to come up into power. I didn't want to go there. I didn't want to go. Go back to where we were at. I don't want to go too much place. Go back.
Revelation 13 and verse 3. Yeah. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death. Right. And his deadly wound was healed.
Right, his deadly wound was healed, meaning what? They came back into power.
Right? Man.
They came back into power when what? When did they come back into power? After the Renaissance period. Okay? What does the word Renaissance mean in French? Renaissance. What does it mean in French? Huh?
Renaître.
Rebirth. Yeah. Right? In English, rebirth. What was it the rebirth of? They don't tell you what was the rebirth all about. Yeah. Right? They'll tell you a whole bunch of theories and lies, but the true rebirth was that the Edomites, the so-called white people, they came back into power.
That's right.
As the Roman Empire. That's really what the rebirth was about. And part of that rebirth was the destruction of the dark images, what they call iconoclasm.
That's right, bring it out.
To hide the true history.
That's right.
What was the true history? That so-called black people were ruling in Europe at that time. Right? So they had to go through a whole propaganda, how do you say that? Propaganda campaign to destroy those images and to set up their images. Okay?
That's right.
It says, and his deadly wound was healed. And all the world wondered after the beast.
All the world wondered, meaning what? They were in awe at the beast. They didn't, like, man, they were in amazement at the power of NATO and the EU headed by America. Right? Go ahead.
And they worshipped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. Yep. And they worshipped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast?
Right.
Who is able to make war with him?
Who was able to make war with this power? Right? At one time it was ludicrous. They would never come up against America. But now you got small nations, give me that? That's what we say I'm strong. Now you got small nations saying F America, man. Little Iran, North Korea, nations that would never say that before. But now they have nuclear power. Not only that, they have allies. The main ally being who? Russia. the other big bully on the block, man. Okay? This is all prophecy. There's no other book that'll tell you this. You can't go into the Quran and find these prophecies, man. You can't go into the Kibra Nigaz, any of these other books and find these prophecies, man. That break it down so clearly what's happening and what's getting ready to happen.
That's right.
I don't care how much people try to deny it, they're going to see the truth.
That's right.
Go ahead, man.
It says, verse 5, and there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things, and blasphemy, and power was given unto him to continue 40 and 2 months.
Right, power was given unto him to continue a short season, okay, 40 and 2 months. All right, but we're going to go back to, we got to go back to Daniel. What do you have, though? Yep, read that real quick. We're going to go back to Daniel, all right? Go ahead.
This is Joel 3 and verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles.
Right.
Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men.
Prepare war, because what's getting ready to happen? World War III. And World War III is going to be the Russians and their allies fighting against America. All right? Babylon, which is Babylon the Great, according to prophecies. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Wake up the mighty men.
Yep.
Let all the men of war draw near.
Right.
Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords.
What does it mean, beat your plowshares into swords? That means to take your money out of agriculture and building up your society and put it all into war, or mostly into war. And that's what they're going to get. That's what they're doing now, and it's going to increase.
That's right.
America puts trillions and trillions of dollars into war because they know they got to defend their thing, right? But now you got Russia; they're putting trillions and trillions of dollars into their warfare, their military and their weaponry. Okay.
So like by doing that, that's just building up the tension, you know. Because if you invest in war, I have to invest in war. If you so it's just building up to the point where they have to go to fight. They have to go to war.
It says, beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
So now the weak nations are saying I'm strong because they got that military back and they got those nuclear weapons. All right, go ahead. That's it on that? Go ahead, let's go
Back to
back.
Daniel chapter 7 and verse 8, and it reads, I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn.
Now the little horn is America. Okay, that's the little horn that came up from amongst them. Go ahead. Because where did America come from? It came from Great Britain. Okay? It came out of Britain. The Americans were the British at one time. But they just colonized the 12, 13 colonies or whatever the case may be. That's why they speak English, man. Go ahead.
It says here, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up.
So America took out 3 of the first horns, which were who are the first horns that were in the soils of the Americas. You have the Spanish, you have the French, and you got the British, all Edomite countries. Okay? But the Americans, they became their own country, although they came from the British. Okay?
Go ahead. It says, and behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of men, and the mouth speaking great things.
Right, speaking blasphemies against the Most High and all kind of pride. They speak all kind of pride, you know. They have a saying amongst their navy, not even God can take down the American Navy, something madness. But that's why the Most High is going to crush them. It's allowing them to build up, but then he's going to freaking crush them. Go ahead, man. That's the pride of these devils, man.
So that's why it says pride is hateful before the Most High too.
That's right. That's right.
And they're called the most proud.
Yep. The Edomites are known as the most proud and arrogant nation. Go ahead. And you can see it. All the wickedness they did, they're looking at you like you did something to them. That's nothing but pride. That's nothing but complete arrogance, man. And that's hate. You know what I'm saying? That's something that makes you hate them. Go ahead.
It says, verse 9, I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame.
Skip down to where the stream came out, the fiery stream. Actually, after that, dealing with the fact that it was destroyed. Yeah, but a little bit further than that. Yep, the 11.
Daniel 7 and 11, I beheld then, because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake.
The horn which is dealing with America, Babylon the Great. Go ahead.
I beheld even till the beast was slain, and his body destroyed,
Right.
and given to the burning flame.
Right, meaning what? America's going to be devoured by nuclear fire. Let's get Isaiah 34. Let's get Isaiah 34 instead of a few nuclear missiles. Okay, of the burning. It's going to be devoured by the burning flame, which is the nuclear missiles. Right?
This is Isaiah 34 and verse 5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven.
Yeah, the sword is dealing with the nuclear missiles going up into the outer atmosphere. That's what it means by it's going to be bathed in heaven. Go ahead.
Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea.
It's going to come upon, speaking about America, it's going to come down upon America. Go ahead.
And upon the people of my curse to judgment.
And who's the people of his curse? The Edomites, the so-called white people. That's the people of the Most High's curse. Go ahead.
The sword of the Lord Yahweh is filled with blood.
Right.
It is made fat with fatness and with the blood of lambs.
Because there's going to be so many people that are going to be destroyed. It said that in the earthquake was slain 7,000 men, or 7,000 people, which represents a large, complete number. It doesn't mean exactly 7,000. There's going to be hundreds of millions that are going to die once those nuclear missiles hit. All right? That's why, well, women, maybe me and the brothers will go see the movie Oppenheimer tomorrow. I'll see what the brothers' schedules is looking like. Maybe we'll see it tomorrow. Okay, or whatever, another day after that, whatever. Okay? But that shows you the invention of the nuclear missile, the nuclear technology. But
it says, with the fatness of kidneys of rams, for the Lord Yahweh hath the sacrifice in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea.
Right, a great slaughter in the land of Idumea, man. Okay? Because who's the main target amongst all these other nations? The Edomite nations. Right. Okay, that's the target. Okay? If you read Isaiah 63, it says that who is this that cometh from Edom? Right, what you got? What you got, Spot?
Joel 2:1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound the alarm in my holy mountain. Let the inhabitants of the land tremble. For the day of the Lord cometh, where it is nigh at hand.
Yep.
A day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, and the morning spent upon the mountains, a great people and strong. There have not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it.
That's not actually speaking about people, that's parabolic. This is speaking about the nuclear missiles. Go ahead.
Even to the years of many
That's why I said there will
generations.
be none alike. First of all, we're going to be stronger than any man that could ever be before the destruction. Right? Okay? When we get up in the kingdom. So that ain't speaking about men. That's speaking about the nuclear missiles. Because it says that all of them spare no arrows.
Les fois sont algériens.
All of them are going to be used.
C'est pas des Arabes, des Algériens.
Okay?
Non, c'est des
Go ahead.
Maghrébins.
A fire devoured before them,
A fire
Ils sont
devoured
insultés
before
quand ils
them.
disent qu'ils sont des Arabes.
Okay? Go ahead.
and behind them a flame burneth.
Right.
The land is as the Garden of Eden before them,
Right.
and behind them a desolate wilderness.
Meaning what? Meaning that wherever the missiles hit, it's going to be like a desolate wilderness. And where the missiles, where the wave has not reached yet, it's going to be like the Garden of Eden. In other words, you're going to see greenery, you're going to see trees, you're going to see flowers, whatever. Okay? It doesn't mean it's going to be literally like the Garden of Eden, but in other words, you can see greenery. All right? But when that wave hits, everything's going to turn into a desolate wilderness.
That's right.
Okay?
Yeah, and nothing shall escape them.
And nothing is going to escape it, man. That's why it said that the sword of the Lord is filled with blood, man. Because everything's going to get caught up in that. That's on the soils of America, anywhere where those nuclear missiles hit. Right? Go ahead.
This is like Jeremiah 50 in verse 14. It says, "Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow. Shoot at her, spare no arrow."
Right, what's Babylon speaking? It's not speaking about ancient Babylon. There was no big war to take down ancient Babylon, man. Okay? You see what I'm saying? It was a strategic strike. Okay? It wasn't no big war that took them down. Okay, they just killed the leaders straight. Go ahead.
It says,
Read it again. So that's showing you it's not speaking about ancient Babylon. Go ahead, it's speaking about the new Babylon, which is America. The city of, what does Babylon mean? Confusion. Nothing but confusion comes forth out of America. Now they don't even know what a woman is. All right, that's how confused they got the people now. Now they don't even know what a woman is. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 50 in verse 14.
We just had some men walk by with high heels and a beard up. Man. So what's that about? That's called confusion, man. Go ahead.
Isaiah 50 and verse 14. "Pour yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow."
Meaning all these nations that have nuclear missiles. Okay? Because even their allies are going to turn on them, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It says, shoot at her, spare no arrow.
Spare no nuclear missiles. Shoot at her. Spare no nuclear missiles. I'm trying to break it down to you in layman's terms, man. Go ahead.
For she have sinned against the Lord.
Because she has sinned greatly against the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. Go ahead.
That's right.
Okay, that's it on there? What you got?
You got it.
Okay, you got it.
Revelation 17 and verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore.
Right, meaning what? The allies of America, NATO, the EU, so on and so forth, they're going to turn against America eventually. Right?
And shall make her desolate and naked.
And we already see that with Turkey. Okay, Turkey already doesn't like America. They were cursing out America. France doesn't really like America. Germany doesn't really like America. Right? All right? They're just together now because of the contract.
But I heard French is trying to.
Tu prends leur figure. Là, tu
There you go. Right?
montres ça comme une leçon.
Right? The BRICS is who? That's the alliance we
Pas
have.
regarder Bouddha nègre.
Right? So if they do that, that's a major how do you say that? It's a major betrayal of America. Right?
It says, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire.
It's gonna burn, meaning what? Nuclear fire. So it says spare no arrows, man. Even those European countries gonna shoot nuclear missiles on America. Man. See what I'm saying? Esau's gonna fight against themselves. All right. See, the Lord is allowing them to destroy themselves. See, Yahweh Shai is just gonna come and finish the job. You see what I'm saying? That's why the scriptures say what? Egypt has erred in every way, man. Meaning what? America has erred in every way. You have something? Go ahead.
This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, and verse 7. All the men of that confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee.
Right, the men that were at peace with thee, who you had a treaty with, right? NATO and the EU members. Go ahead.
And prevailed against thee.
Yep.
They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee.
Right, they that eat that bread. Meaning what? Because America's one of the people who's given what do you call it? They aid the other EU nations financially and things of that. Okay, go ahead.
It says there is none understanding in
And
him.
the NATO members as well. Read it again. Read that again.
Obadiah 1 and 7. All the men of that confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee.
Right, like the brother said, France is thinking, I got to confirm it, France is thinking of joining the BRICS. We know Turkey wants to join the BRICS, that's for sure. Turkey doesn't like America. What?
It says, BRICS Summit, French President voices desire to participate.
There we go.
But it says,
No, but you know what? I think he was coming to like try to be like the peacemaker between. That's what he was trying to say. He was trying to be the peacemaker between those two. But eventually, they're gonna betray America. That's the point. Because it's not necessarily a thing where he's getting ready to join. It's just he's coming to speak as a peacemaker because he thinks he's some type of I don't know who he thinks he's. Go ahead.
it says here, it says, the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him.
That's it. All right. So eventually, his allies are going to turn on him. All right. You read that, right? He shall hate the whore and burn him with fire, right? Okay. Hi, you got something? Okay, go ahead.
Isaiah 19 and 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor.
But that's dealing with within America. Okay? We're not dealing with what's going on in America. We're dealing with the other nations. Matter of fact, give me Ezekiel 38. Okay, we're dealing with the other nations surrounding America that's going to destroy her with nuclear fire in World War III. That's what we're dealing with right now. Okay? Good. Start with the spirit, 4 or 5,
This is Ezekiel 38 and verse 4. It says, and I will, verse 3, and say, thus saith the Lord power, behold, I am against thee, O God, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal.
Now, Gog is what? Is Russia. Okay? Right? What the apostle wrote kind of said that the word is spiritual, and the word is called Russia, because Ra'ash Sha'ar, which right meaning what? Meaning chief head prince okay, or chief prince. Read that again.
It says, and saying, thus saith the Lord power, behold, I am against thee, O God.
Whether they say, oh no, it's really mixed with German, it doesn't matter. It's a spirit that had a name in it. Okay? Just like America is named forbidden in the Hebrew mark. Right?
The chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws.
Meaning what? He's going to bring them back to that old USSR spirit. Okay? He's going to bring them back to how they were before. It's just like if someone is in the truth and Satan said, I'm going to put hooks in your jaw and bring you back, then that means you're going to start being back the same nigga that you were in the streets. Okay? Right?
It says,
so that's what it means. That at the end of the day, he's gonna bring them back to that spirit, right?
And that's
why that's why that whole thing with Ukraine is going on. Right? They're getting back into that spirit, man. Right?
And I will bring thee forth and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, Ethiopia, Libya with them.
And these are all allies of Russia. Okay? They're all allies of Russia, right?
All of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands.
Gomer, that's dealing with Turkey. They're getting ready to join Russia. Right?
The house of Togomar of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee.
Right.
And be thou a guard unto them.
Right, so Russia's a guard unto those other nations. Right, those smaller nations. See what I'm saying? India, what you call it? Iran, Syria, what else we got? Ethiopia, okay, Libya, okay, so on. Russia's a guard unto them. Read that again.
It says, be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled.
That's why America can't just go up in there and do what they want to do. Because, or else they would have already did it. They would have already stole all their natural resources. Okay? Go ahead.
It says, be thou prepared and prepare for thyself.
They would have to accept whatever terms they give them to. Go ahead.
It says, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them.
Right.
After many days thou shalt be visited. In the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword.
That's dealing with America. After many years, now we're in the time that they shall be visited at the end. We're at the end right now. They're getting, meaning what? Meaning the Lord is going to put it in their spirit to fight against Babylon. Right?
It says, and is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste. But it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. Thou shalt ascend and come like a storm. Thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land. Thou and all thy bands, and many people with thee. Thus saith the Lord power. It shall also come to pass that at the same time shall these things come in thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought.
That evil thought is going to be to press that nuclear button. Right. All right, shoot those missiles off. Right? And it says they're not going to care about children or babies or women or anything like that. They're just going to do what they got to do. All right? Because it's going to be, who's going to put it in their spirit? The Most High.
That's right.
Right. To fulfill His will.
That's right.
There's another scripture that says they shall not accept silver and gold. Right. Go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah 13 and verse 17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, who shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight
And the Medes represent the Russians. All right? They're nothing going to be able to do to buy them off from fulfilling the will of the Most High. Okay?
That's right.
See, what they don't understand is they're just being used as a tool to take their own people down. Okay? Right? That's Edomite against Edomite crime right there.
Right? It says, their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces.
Right, the bows dealing what? They're nuclear silos, right? Right? The missiles that come up from out of there is going to dash them to pieces, meaning they're going to be destroyed by it. Right?
And they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb.
And that's the spirit the Lord has, the movie Oppenheimer coming out. This is all the spirit of the Lord, man. Okay? Because that's what's getting ready to happen. Right? Those nuclear missiles are going to be used. Every single one of them. It's all biblical prophecy, man. So he's letting, the Lord is giving you people a sneak peek of what's getting ready to happen to you, man. Okay? Don't be surprised if a movie about animals escaping from the zoo and, you know, different things like that pop up, man. All right? Because the Lord is getting ready to have all these prophecies come to pass, man. They should do a Trading Places Part 2.
Right. And they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children.
Right. And you know who made that movie Trading Places? Aaron Russo.
Oh.
The same man who said that he met with Nick Rockefeller and all that. So that means he knows something, man. I don't know if that was after or before he met with him. But if that's after, then they probably told him something. Because why would he make a movie like that of us being on top and Esau being on the bottom? And basically he showed that how they think about us or how they try to portray us, they're worse. If they were in that position, they would be a lot worse. That's what he showed in that. That was a beautiful movie. Okay? Those had those rich, arrogant Edomites, and then they came to turn into Pope. Give me that he was in.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Hey, listen, man. That was beautiful, but that's the spirit. Okay? That had him push that movie up, man. So, like, you guys have a precept? Yeah.
What's the name of that movie?
Go ahead. Trading Places.
With John Travolta?
With Eddie Murphy.
Oh, Eddie Murphy.
Okay, hold on. You got that? You got that scripture?
An old movie? Oh, yeah?
Read it real quick. Read it real quick.
This is Ecclesiasticus 10 and verse 30. It says, the poor man is honored for his skill, and the rich man is honored for his riches. He that is honored in poverty, how much more?
Who's honored in poverty? Us, the Israelites. Okay, even Jake in his low state. You got nations that want to be like Jake. Okay, that follow Jake, copy Jake. So Jake is honored even in his poverty, right? But Esau, he got all the power, and people still hate his ass. Man.
Right.
Go ahead. His women still don't want to deal with him. That's crazy. A lot of them, all right? Even in the highest position he's ever been in the earth. Go ahead.
Says he that is honored in poverty, how much more in riches? And he that is
honored in power, how much more rich? How much more will we get the power, man? All right? That's why when this thing is switched over, this is why Esau doesn't want to see that, man. Esau doesn't want to see it because he knows, man. Okay? He don't have a chance now. How much more when Jake is in power? Right?
Just as it says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
That's right.
So the people are going to be glad when we're going to be in rulership.
That's right. Go ahead.
It says, he that is honored in poverty, how much more in riches?
That's right.
And he that is dishonorable in riches, how much more in poverty?
Oh, give me that. The churl shall no more be called liberal. Okay? Which means that word there is really blessed, the rock. That's really what the word should be. Okay? In the Hebrew. Go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah 32 and verse 5. It says, the vile person shall be no more called liberal.
Right, the vile person. And who's the vile person? The Edomites. Right? But they're called blessed in the society because of what? The substance they have, the rape, robbery, and murder they committed. So they have substance based upon that. And generational wealth. Alright, based upon that. Okay? So what happens is there's certain people that say that's blessed. Okay? But there's a time coming that the scumbags are not going to be called blessed anymore. You give a damn how much money you got. When that time comes, when all that's taken away, everyone's going to know you're cursed. Read that again.
Isaiah 32:5. The vile person shall be no more called liberal, and nor the churl said to be bountiful.
Right.
For the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity, to practice hypocrisy, and to utter error against the Lord, to make empty the soul of the hungry.
That's right.
And he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail.
That's it. Right? So he's going to be exposed for who he truly is. All right? Because the scripture says he shall not be in burial with them. Give me that's Isaiah 14. All right? But no, but go to what I told you. Give that.
This is Psalm 73 and verse 3. For I was envious at the foolish.
Right. This is speaking of Asaph, but this is a representation of our people in general. Okay, they're envious at the foolish. Go ahead.
When I saw the prosperity of the wicked.
Because you see these devils prosper, but how did they prosper? How did they get in that position? It's through rape, robbery, and murder. Pure evil, deception, breaking of treaties, okay, polluting the earth. Nothing righteous. Everything wicked. right? But you envy that because you see the money, the riches, not knowing that that's coming to the elect through righteousness on a way higher level than these devils have. Go ahead.
For there are no bands in
Trying to
their
get like Esau. Do you know what Esau did to get where he's at?
That's right, that's right.
How he got the generational wealth he has? You know how he got that? The scriptures tell you, because of unrighteous dealings, man. Injuries and riches got by the seed, man. Go ahead, man.
It says, verse 4, for there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm.
Right.
Their-
Their strength is firm. They're still in power, right? But what did the Lord say? He's going to break their teeth. Meaning what? He's going to break their power.
That's right.
Okay? Go ahead.
They're
All the
not-
military they got, the weaponry, all that's going to, the Lord's going to do quick work against that, man. Like Floyd Mayweather says, easy work, easy work. Light work, easy work. Okay? Go ahead.
They are not in trouble as other men.
Yep.
Neither are they plagued like other men.
Right, that's called privilege, right? They got the privilege. They're not plagued like other men, right? That's why they'll have like 10 documentaries against, what's his name? R. Kelly, they'll big up Michael Jackson, they'll do a documentary on him. But what about the elites of this society still that the number one engagers in child trafficking? Why didn't they show that in the movie, what's that movie that just came out? Sound of Freedom. Why didn't they show them? Why didn't they go into Hollywood? Why didn't they call it Holly Weird? Go ahead.
It says, therefore pride compasseth
And
them
you can see
about.
these devils are proud, man. You can see these devils are arrogant, man. Go ahead.
Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain.
Why? Why? Because they're not plagued like other men. Go ahead.
Violence covereth them as a garment.
Right, because they haven't been punished yet for their violence. But they get ready to be punished, man. And it's funny because when they're going to be punished, they're going to say, I didn't have nothing to do with that. It was my forefathers. You can't say that, bro. You are your forefathers, man.
That's right.
There's something called reincarnation in the Bible, man. You understand what I'm saying to you? People are reincarnated, man. We were here before and you were here before, many a time. Read that again.
It says, therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain.
Yep.
And violence covereth them as a garment.
Ecclesiastes 8:11 spot. Go ahead.
It says, their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish.
Yep.
They are corrupt and speak wickedly.
Especially
concerning-
dealing with especially dealing with their elites. Okay? But then you just lump them up as a nation. They got more than heart could wish, man. They hoarded riches unto themselves, man. What? How does France and all these different countries stay afloat? Through sucking the resources out of these other countries, mainly Africa, all right? Go ahead.
It says they are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression.
Right?
They speak loftily. They
Right.
set their mouth.
They speak. What does loftily mean? What does it mean to speak loftily? That means to speak arrogantly. Go ahead, pass. Go ahead, pass. All right, which means to speak arrogantly. Okay, go ahead.
It says,
Concerning oppression. So when you ask them about the oppression, oh, that was 10 years ago. Oh my God, I didn't do nothing. That's them speaking loftily, proudly against oppression. But that's not going to save them. It doesn't matter what they say. They still got to pay. Go ahead.
It says-
And it doesn't matter how much of our people try to jump in front. No, we want everyone to love them. They're going to die with them. We don't listen. This is not up to us. This is prophecy. Go ahead.
they set their mouth against the heavens, and their
Just a
tongue
question. Okay, give me 1 second.
and their tongue walketh through the earth.
Yep.
Therefore, his people return hither,
Yep.
and waters of a full cup are wrung out to them.
Yep.
And they say, how doeth the Most High know? And is there knowledge in the Most
So they
High?
don't think the Most High was recording all of that. The scripture said that their sins have reached up to heaven. He was recording from every act they did. Okay? Going back to Esau himself. All right? Go ahead. Let's finish that
Behold,
verse off.
these are the ungodly who prosper in the world.
These are the ungodly who prosper in the world. So Jake is like, oh, get like Esau. Why don't you get like Esau? In order to get to a certain level in this world, you have to be wicked. Because the wicked are in rulership. Okay? You think you eat the drink, think you got up there by being righteous? Of course not, man. Why is he painting his nails all of a sudden? Huh? Why is he painting his nails pink all of a sudden? You think he wanted to do that? You think there's these gangsters that were sitting in the hood, they're all rough and tough. They say, no, let me paint my nails, young thug. Let me put on a dress. No, they have to serve Satan, man. Because the Edomites get their power through Satan on the left-hand side. Okay? What you want to say something real quick?
Just as Satan pulled up on Yahweh Shai,
Right.
and what he's saying, I'll give you all this, the riches, I'll give you the kingdoms
Right.
if you bow down to me.
Right.
Just as he's saying, Drake,
Right.
it's not because he wants to pay his sins. Because even if he wanted to pay it, he didn't have to post it.
Right,
You know, he had-
Ain't no if you wanted to pay it. He paid that to post it because he had an agenda behind it. There was an agenda behind that. Okay? And the agenda is to get you jakes into wickedness. All right?
So basically, he bowed down to Satan.
Of course. Well, you couldn't bow down before that. That was just one act. But what's your question? What's your question?
That's for the That's for the
Church? Yes, this is a church. This is a church.
Oh, really?
Right here. This is where the church is outside. Like in the kitchen. Well, we believe that these people on this sign, do you see your name on this sign at all? Okay, the people on this sign that you know, so-called Negroes, African Americans, Caribbean blacks, Haitians, Dominicans, so on and so forth, all the way to the Native Americans, are really the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. Okay, and we have the scattering of our people around the world as well. Okay, a lot of our people are in West Africa, a lot of our people, different parts of Israel as well. But we are the Israelites. Okay, you ever heard of the Israelites before? Yeah, so that's the thing. You believe in the Holy Spirit, yeah? Well, his name is not Jesus. See, let me show you what we believe in the pure, 100% truth of the Bible. We break down the Bible the right way. Okay, we go into the truth of the Bible fully. Okay? In other words, these are, you have to know the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel are first. Okay? These are the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. The Lord came and died for the nation of Israel. Okay, so you have to know who these people are. Okay? That's one thing. Okay? Another thing is we have to call our people to repentance. To turn back to the Lord, right? So that that they're not destroyed in this coming destruction. So that they're not caught up in the hells that are getting ready to come. See what I'm saying? So that's part of our job, right? These people on this. Yeah, because you see, there's no one on the nation. There's no. Let's say if you go to a job interview, right? There's no one saying I'm Judah, I'm Benjamin, I'm Levi, right? Because these were the tribes that were the names of the tribes that were given by the Heavenly Father. Give me I called you about that. Because of prophecy. That's how we know who these people are. Matter of fact, Deuteronomy 28. Got it? Well, read that. I'm going to show you real quick, something real quick, right?
This is Deuteronomy.
Yeah, we'll give you that in a second, but I just want to read this one real quick, right?
Deuteronomy 28 and verse 45.
Start at 15 first.
Okay. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 15. It says, "But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power,
This is him speaking to the Israelites, okay? Go ahead.
to observe to do all his commandments and the statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee."
If we did not obey the Heavenly Father, then the curses would come upon us. This happened multiple times. And what would happen? When you read the book of Judges, right? I don't know if you're familiar with the book of Judges. Every time the Israelites did wickedness and went against the Heavenly Father, they went back into slavery. They went into slavery. They went into slavery. They got hell put on them. The other nations came up against them. They went into slavery. This is the last slavery that our nation had. This is the worst one. What made it? One of the things that made it the worst one is that we forgot who we were, which was a prophecy. That's why we're not calling ourselves Judah. That's why we're not calling ourselves Benjamin. We're calling ourselves Black, Jamaican. There's no such nation in the Bible. Go ahead.
Can I jump down?
Yeah, jump down.
I'm going to jump down to verse 37. "If thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, a byword,
Proverb and a byword. Okay, can a brother look up the word proverb? Look at the word proverb and byword. Sabak. We're going to look up that word, proverb and byword. Okay? All right, because that's what we're being called. That's what the name Black is. All right? That's what the name, even to call yourself an African, that's a Bible. Africa's a big continent. There's many different nations in Africa. Right? Jesus, his name is Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is his name. Huh? That's what the Bible says. Only one name. It's not multiple names. He has multiple titles, but not multiple names. What?
this is the
That's a title. That's a title. That's a title. That's a title. Emmanuel's a title. You know what Emmanuel means? What does it mean? No, God with us. God with us. God, that's all it means. God with us. Right? So it's not a name. It's actually really just a title. You understand? When he was on the scene, they never called him, oh, Emmanuel. They called him Yahweh. But hold on, let's stick on one point first. Let's stick on
This is the definition of byword in the blue letter. It says sharp word, sharp cutting word, taunt.
Right.
It says gibble.
A taunt, right? So it's like a negative name, like the N-word, right? Like nigger or something like that, right? That's a negative. That's a proverb in the Bible. Spit would be like the Latino wetbacks and so on and so forth. Savage for the Native Americans. But these are, but even the name Black, African American, Caribbean, Jamaican. These are all bywords. The word Jamaica means wood and water. Haiti means hell. Okay? You see what I'm saying? So that's not our true names. That's not our name. There's no nation in the Bible called the nation of Haiti. Right? No problem. Are you married? Huh? Because really we're supposed to be speaking to your husband if you're married. According to the Bible. Huh? Yahweh Shai, his name is not Jesus, his name is Yahweh Shai. Yeah, of course. But for the sake of order, the scripture says let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. Read it. I'll show you why I said that. It's based upon order. It's based upon order. Go ahead. Let's say if you didn't have a husband, I'd say, okay, then we can give you the paper and you can learn from us. But if you have a husband and you bring a husband, he'll teach you. Go ahead.
This is 1 Timothy 2 and verse 11. It says, let the woman learn in silence with all subjection.
Right. See, the church ain't going to tell you that. Go ahead.
It says, but I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence.
There's another one that says she will learn anything from her.
First Timothy.
You didn't answer my question. You didn't answer my question. You have a husband. Right. Or a boyfriend, whatever boyfriend, husband, same. You have a husband or a boyfriend? Speaking to the men, to the elect men. We're trying to find fish the elect men. But we teach our women from time to time. Huh? If they're single, if they're single, we might entertain it, but we'll give them the paper mostly. We might teach them a bit, and we'll give them the paper, and they can learn at home. Our plan is to do what the Lord said, is to wake up, is to be fishers of men. Probably not the way you believe, because you might not understand what that is. Heaven and hell. Right? Because heaven and hell is not, see, a lot of people are confused with that. But you still didn't answer my question. But did you get that part where I said that you would know anything?
This is 1 Corinthians 14 and verse 34. Let your woman keep silence in the churches, for it is
This is a church, like I told you before. This is a church, right?
For it is not permitted unto them to speak.
You see that? This is the New Testament. This is what Paul is saying. Okay? Go ahead.
But they are commanded to be under obedience, as also said the law.
Right.
And if they will learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home.
Let them ask their husband at home. That's why I asked you that question. Because there's a difference, right? If you got a husband, I'm not going to give you a husband. But if you don't, then I will. You can have a great day. You can have a good day. That's no problem. I don't think so. I don't think you're able to. I don't think because you're too rebellious. Go ahead. Quick example.
This is John 4, verse 15. It says, the woman said unto him, Sir, give me this water that I thirst not.
Huh? We stand for Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is the only begotten Son of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. These are his people, the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, scattered around the world. You see yourself on that sign now? Are you Arab descent? Arab descent? Okay, so which country you North Africa? North Africa? Tunisia? Okay, so you might be an Ishmaelite, all right? There's a possibility you may be of another nation. Okay, depending on your spirit. You got to try the spirit. You understand what I'm saying? But the most important thing that you should understand is that those people in the land right now of Israel, those are not the people of God. Those are not the true Israelites for the most part. Okay? Now, the true Israelites are the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans scattered around the world, and they're scattered around the world. Okay? So, this is the main message is what? To call our people to repentance. Because when they turn to the Heavenly Father, that's when the elect is going to be sealed. Matter of fact, let me Revelation 7. Let me Revelation 7. Let me, what was that? I just did a lesson. I brought up a few scriptures on that too. But anyways, read Revelation 7 first.
This is Revelation 7, in verse 1. It says, after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree.
Yep.
And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living God, and he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying...
Right, that's dealing with the great destruction that's getting ready to happen, but it's also dealing with the tribulation that's getting ready to happen. There's going to be a famine out here. There's going to be men killing one another, dead bodies in the streets. I'm talking about Canada. I'm talking about here. I'm talking about America. You know what I'm saying? First world country, so to speak. See what's happening in France? That's going to go everywhere. It's going to be a lot worse. And that's what the child's play right. Okay? Go ahead.
Verse 3 saying...
That's the winds. But before that happens, something has to happen. Okay? Before it fully happens, something has to happen. Go ahead.
Saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their forehead.
Why is it saying hurt not the earth and the trees? Because there's going to be a nuclear war that's going to happen, World War III. Okay, there's actually going to be nuclear missiles that are going to be shot out. All of the missiles that are in existence now, that are going to be in existence in the future, are going to be used. They're going to destroy America. Okay, so that's why I say don't hurt the trees or the sea, because everything's going to be destroyed by them. Okay, go ahead.
And I heard the number of them. It says, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their forehead.
So we have sealed the servants of our God in their forehead. So the elect of the nation of Israel, the servants of the Lord, have to be sealed in their forehead. They have to get this truth and this understanding. Okay? And that's what's going to seal them. Okay? Wherever they may be, wherever they may come from, they're going to hear this word because we're fishers. A fisher's not going to chase around the fish, right? He just puts it in, and whoever comes, comes. None of these brothers were chased around to get this word. They just got it. You know? And the brothers around the world. Okay? Hold that. Read Isaiah 58:1.
This is Isaiah 58 in verse 1. It says, cry out loud, spare it not.
This is what we're doing. We're crying aloud. Go ahead. We're not sparing people's feelings, so to speak. Go ahead.
Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and shew my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sin.
We have to show our people their transgression. You got to show them where you're going out. Listen, you're sinning against the Most High. You're eating abominations. You're eating shrimp. You're eating pork. You're eating camel. You're eating whatever. Okay, that goes against the law, statute, and commandments. You're shaving your beard off. You're doing this and that. Okay, this is against the Heavenly Father, against the laws. That's wrong. Right? Well, how? Because the Most High said so. Okay? He knows why. Because the scriptures say so. That's right. He knows why. All right? We could go into the scientific reasons behind it. Right? But it really, let's start with the fact he said so. Right? You know? Go ahead. That's it on that? That's all? Go ahead.
Hosea 8:8, Israel is swallowed up, now shall they be among the Gentiles as a vessel wherein Israel pleasure.
Okay, well, Israel swallowed that. Okay. But what you got?
Matthew 24:14.
Meaning what? Meaning that we have our people scattered amongst all the world. That's not a problem. Go ahead.
Matthew 24:14. And this gospel of the kingdom
That's it.
shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations.
Now, what do we have that makes it go out throughout the whole world? The internet, the World Wide Web. So when would that happen? In this time right now. That's why we have brothers all over the world. We got brothers in Italy, we got brothers in London, we got brothers in Africa, we got brothers all over the world. You see what I'm saying? In South America, right? Doing the same thing with me, right? Because the gospel has went out throughout the whole earth. Christianity has been around the earth for centuries. The end didn't come. Because that's not the true gospel, the way they're preaching Christianity. Okay? They preach Christianity and they go and celebrate Christmas, which is a Babylonian holiday. You see what I'm saying? Easter, right? So there's a lot of things that's wrong with that. See, we're coming with the pure doctrine to show you that what this truth is all about. Okay? So the main thing is, if you're an Israelite or whoever's an Israelite, right, you have to turn to the Lord. whatever religion, whatever God you think you're following now, you gotta wipe all of that clean. Get me that how should a young man cleanse his ways? You gotta wipe all of that clean out of your mind and put in the good one, so that you can then be the Lord can be dealing with you directly.
But the book of Psalms 119:9, wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way?
How can a man clean his ways? How can an Israelite man clean his ways? Go ahead.
By taking heed thereto according to thy word.
By taking heed according to the word. And that's going to start by what? By listening to his men that are teaching. Because we all had to be taught. We had to sit like a little kid, taking notes, and be taught. As a grown man, still have to be as a little kid, right? You see what I'm saying? And humble myself down to the men that are my superiors. You see what I'm saying too? Because they had the truth before me. Right? It's the knowledge. If you want to get it. But you see, that's why the Lord said you have to, who's the greatest in the kingdom? You got to come like a little child. Because when you talk to a child, right, they always ask you questions. Oh, what's this mean? What does that mean? What's this? What's that? Right? And they're ready to receive. That's how you have to be when you get this truth.
So what do you surrender to read and where to start?
Where to start? I would say read Peter's.
Peter's?
Read Peter's. Read Peter's. First Peter's, Second Peter's, the book of Peter's. Okay? Start with Peter's, but the main thing you should do, okay, is really just listen to the lessons. Give him a paper. Give him a paper, okay? You should listen to the lessons and take notes and read yourself. Read the chapters yourself. You don't want people to listen to what we say. You gotta go double check what we say. Read what we say. I'm Church of Berea. I got that. Got that? Read that.
This is the book of Acts chapter 17 and verse 11. These were noble. These were more noble than those in Thessalonica, and that they received.
Who was more noble?
Verse 10, it says, and the brethren immediately sent away Paul and Silas by night unto Berea,
Right.
who coming
Because
thither.
back then they have to go and literally travel to go and meet people, to show them this and this to God. You don't have to do that anymore. The Lord gave us the World Wide Web, which that's prophecy as well. We're not going to go into that right now. Go ahead.
Who coming thither went into the synagogue of the Jews. These were more noble than those in Thessalonica, in that they received the word with all readiness of mind,
Right.
and searched the scriptures daily.
And they searched the scriptures. They didn't just receive the word. They received it with readiness, but they also searched the scriptures. Go ahead.
And searched the scriptures daily,
Right.
whether those things were so.
To see whether those things were true. See, we're not afraid. Go ahead and check it out because we're breaking it down fully. We're not hiding. We have nothing to hide. We're out here in the open. Anytime anyone who wants to debate or have a question, they can come up and ask it. You can ask it right now. You can ask 10 questions right now in a row. It doesn't matter. Just give us time to answer them. You understand what I'm saying? This is why we're out here. We're out here to serve, to see whoever's the elect, to serve the elect. Okay? And if you're the elect, we're out here to serve. Right? If you're not, it's not our. You don't know. That's not our problem. You know what I'm saying? The Most High knows. And that's something you should pray about. Maybe he'll reveal to you if you're of those. That's good. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Well, I'll tell you this: a lot of our people were in North Africa. That's right. Okay. And a lot of our people were in North Africa. Okay. Because you ever heard about the Moors, the Moorish Empire? You ever heard about the Moorish Empire? Well, a lot of them came from North Africa. Okay, which were so-called black. All right. They came and they were ruling Europe. Right, like Spain, Portugal. They have a lot of those relics are still there. Like some of these dark images we have. I think it's on this side. All right, pull up some of the dark images, okay? Morocco, the word Morocco comes from the word Moor, okay? So-called black people, you know, Afros and so on. They did a lot of destruction to the dark images to put up white images, okay? They took down the dark images and they put up a lot of white images for what? Because of so-called white supremacy. See what I'm saying? To put in your mind as, yo, this is God, this is God. You see what I'm saying? And even a lot of those people that are there too have been mixed with the so-called white man, but then you got different lineages, right? You got, I would say most of them are Ishmaelites, okay, which means the so-called Arabs go back to Ishmael. But then you got some of them think they're Arabs, right? They look like Arabs, they speak Arabic, their fathers spoke Arabic, okay? But their lines go back to us, go back to the Israelites. You see what I'm saying? Oh yeah, I can give it. I'll give you one right now. DJ Khaled. That's an Israelite. You know how I know he's an Israelite? By his spirit. I know DJ Khaled is an Israelite by his spirit. How? The spirit is live. He has a particular spirit that's not typical for so-called Arab. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, he got that look that, you know? He might be a Benjamin. He might be actually from the tribe, the way he acts in the spirit. He likes Benjamin, he likes so-called reggae music. You see what I'm saying?
Gaddafi.
Huh? And he was like, he used to be a DJ back in the day. You know that? I mean, like a reggae dancehall DJ. He did hip hop for a bit. You know? Go ahead.
This is Romans 8 and
Oh, he
verse.
was in the movie Shotters.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
He was in the movie, I don't know if you know that movie Shotters. That's a classic. Go ahead.
It says, Romans 8 and verse 16, the Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit,
Right.
that we are the children of God.
Right, the Spirit itself bear witness with our meaning what? That the Spirit is the book. Okay? The Spirit tells, listen, and the Spirit is also, the Spirit is the Holy Spirit, which tells us, listen, this got to be one of us, based upon his characteristics. It's not a physical thing, but it's a spiritual thing. Okay? You got brothers that look like all nations under the heavens doing what we're doing. And we look at them as great as brothers because they are our brothers. We know that, regardless of how they look. Okay? It's all spiritual. What you got?
Deuteronomy 7 and verse 6, for thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God had chosen thee to be a special people unto himself,
Right.
above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Right. The Israelites. Give me Isaiah, Jeremiah 14. You look like you're ready. You gotta go. You look like you're ready. No problem. Go ahead, man. Get Jeremiah 14. What's that? Jeremiah. Jacob is the foreman. It's not like them. What you got? Go ahead.
John 7
I
and
wasn't even
24.
gonna go this direction, but brothers is forcing me to go this direction. Go ahead.
John 7 and 24. Judge not according to the appearance, but judge righteous judgment. So again, according to the Spirit. So not for face value.
That's right. We don't give it off of face value, although that can be an indicator. But we let the Spirit show who these may be. Right? There's certain people that come up right away. No, you're an Ishmaelite. You're an Edomite. You can tell right away. Right? Certain things they say, I'll tell them this. You're this or that. You know what I'm saying? You're one of us. You're an Israelite. Hey, it's the Spirit that got to do it, right? Huh? Start with 1 Peter 7. You got to pay for it. It's very important to watch those lessons as well. Don't end up get like a couple more scriptures.
Jeremiah 10 and verse 16, the portion of Jacob is not like them.
Portion of Jacob, meaning what? The Israelites are not like the other nations. Alright? This is how you know the difference. You see a person can dance a particular way, do a particular move and dance a particular way. You know that's this guy is most likely this guy is Israel. But Israel has a particular way about it. Maybe sing a certain way, rap a certain way. You know what I'm saying? There's such thing as emulation. With some people they might not, but there's a certain type of talent that's how y'all understand. You gotta be with that special nation. But
Says the portion of Jacob is not like them.
because where does the majority of the talent come from? Where does the majority of the trend come from? The people on this side. Okay, that's where all the trends come from, for the most part. Come from these people on the side. Okay, this starting with the head tribe, which is the Judites, the so-called African Americans. Everyone copies them. Everyone follows their vibration. Go ahead.
For he is the former of all things.
Right, meaning what? He created all things. And when you look at most of the inventions, it came from so-called African Americans. Okay? Kingdom of Judah. All right, go ahead.
And Israel is the rod of his inheritance.
Move it up a bit.
The Lord of hosts is his name.
Right, the Lord of hosts is his name. So when we see a person have those particular characteristics, okay, could possibly be one of us, whoever it may be. You see? But you gotta search the biggest indicator that they're one of us is if they understand this word. If they understand the breakdowns of what we're showing them. When they watch us, say, okay, I get that. That makes sense, I get that. And then they can break it down themselves. Well, that shows that they're Israel. Okay, go ahead.
This is Psalms 147 and verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He had not dealt so with any nation.
He doesn't deal like that with any nation. No other nation is going to get his words given unto him. It's under the understanding of the scriptures. That's how we know that guess what? Muhammad is not a prophet. Okay? You know why? Because he's for what? What nation he come from? Ishmaelite. They know that. He knows that. But he knew that. Okay? He was an Ishmaelite. The Lord doesn't deal so with any other nation. No other nation don't get his words. Right. You see what I'm saying? They say, oh, there's another book of last. That's not true. Okay? Go ahead.
He had not done so with any nation.
As there's contradictions in the Quran that shows that it has nothing to do with the Bible. Okay, one of those things is you're allowed to eat camels. That's not allowed in the scriptures.
Go.
Which one?
says that Jesus is not the Son of God.
That's another one too. That's another one too.
That's the main one, I guess.
Yeah, that's the main. That's the main one. That's right. That's the main one. Right. But there's a lot of different. There's other things too. Right. But that's right. That's the main one. Right.
I'm not like,
That's right. That's good. That's good. The scripture said, "Blessed is he that readeth." So you gotta. It's good to keep reading.
I'm always looking for like this.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Well, we can see that. That's a good thing. Okay. So you just gotta watch your lessons. Pray and all that too to see if you. And you gotta use those names that we gave you. You gotta pray. You gotta use those names that we gave you. So you say Yahweh is the name of the Father. Yahweh Shai is the name of the Son. Very important. That's very important. Right? Go ahead.
He had not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord.
You know how important that is to know the names? You know how important it is? Let me Acts 4 and 12. Let me Acts 4 and 12.
One second before I move, I'm also like you said, the name is given to the wicked.
Yes.
That's fine. I want to understand.
Oh, yeah. Sure. Get for it. Get that, but read this real quick just so he understands the importance. Read that real quick, then we're going to jump to that. Read that real quick.
Acts 4 verse 12, it says, neither is there salvation.
Go one verse.
Verse 11, it says, this is the stone which was set at naught of you builders.
Water?
Which is
small water? Good. Okay, go ahead.
It says, this is the stone which was set at naught of you builders, which has become the head of the corner.
Right.
Neither is there salvation.
Meaning what they rejected the Lord, but he's become the head cornerstone, right? Because he's the Son of God, right? The Son of the Most High. Go ahead.
It says, neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven.
There's no other name under heaven. Go ahead.
Given among men,
right?
Whereby we must be saved.
Whereby we must be saved, or where we can't be saved. We have to be saved by that name. You see what I'm saying? Yahweh Shai. Okay, so you have to have the names of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Okay, Proverbs 30, yeah?
It's Proverbs 30 and verse 4.
And we're going to get into your question right now. Go ahead.
It says, who had ascended up into heaven,
right,
or descended? Who had gathered the wind in his fist? Who had bound the waters in a garment?
Yep.
Who had established all the ends of the earth?
This is the Old Testament. Proverbs. Go ahead.
What is his name?
What is his name?
And what is his son's name?
And what is his son's name?
If thou canst tell.
So there was knowledge of that, the fact that his heavenly Father had a son, even going back to the Old Testament. All right, for those people who are skeptical, plus the prophecies. Anyways, go ahead.
This is the book of Job 9 and 24. The earth.
Get me Malachi. Go ahead.
It's the book of Job 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Go ahead.
Covered.
And by the way, there's a nation, a race of people on the earth known as the wicked.
You covered the faces of the judges thereof.
And they're known as the Edomites. And it says the last part again. Go ahead.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
What does it mean he covered the faces of the judges? Who are the judges on the earth? The Israelites are the judges. The Lord said he's going to make us a kingdom of kings and priests.
These guys, it's like a family, it's like a tree. Right. So God is the most just. Right? Yep. I just wonder that if you're a descendant of these guys, how can you be a righteous one?
No, you can't. It's impossible.
So you're like
you're born a devil. That's it. That's why we call it a devil. There's nothing that you can do to change. That's what people don't understand. They think they could change it.
So they are born, then they're not judged. They got
The wicked are estranged from the womb. You got another one? But give me the wicked are estranged from the womb.
Then it's not. That's something weird.
They don't.
It must be like
That's right. That's exactly it. Brother. There we go, bro. Give me a handshake, please. Give me that. Set it in the spirit. Get me what I asked for, please. Yes, give me that, and also read that.
This is Psalm 58 and verse 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb.
The wicked, meaning the nation of. I'm going to show you that it's a nation of people known as the wicked race, which they all come from that race, which is known as the Edomites. Right?
They go astray as soon as they be born.
As soon as they be born. Right.
Speaking lies.
Speaking lies. As soon as they be born, they start to lie. They start to deceive. That's in their spirit. Okay, Habakkuk 2 and 4.
This is the book of Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 4. Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him.
His soul is not upright. Go ahead.
But the just shall live by his faith.
But the just shall live by his faith. Keep going. It's going to go into some of the characteristics of these people. Go ahead.
Yea, also, because he transgressed by wine.
The wine represents his philosophies. Okay? that he spreads amongst the nations. Okay, so it's homosexuality, it's different things that he spreads amongst the nations. Atheism, okay, democracy. That's part of his wine that he spreads amongst the nations that makes them drunk. Right?
He is a proud man.
Feminism. Right? He is a proud man. What does proud mean? It means arrogance. Okay, go ahead.
Neither keepeth at home.
He doesn't keep at home. How did he get this land, Canada? How did they get America? They didn't keep at home. Right? Which that's not even real. Okay? They moved from there, they came over here to steal this land. He did not keep at home, man. And now you got all this madness walking around. Alright? Exhibit A. Go ahead.
Who enlargeth his desire as hell.
Right?
And is as death.
And is as death. Well, look at, see, when they came over here first, right? I'm going to give you an example. They said that the Native Americans there was not one case of the common cold. There was no such thing as a Down syndrome that was there. They're all healthy. They can run faster than horses. All right? Right? So that's showing you, hold on, we're speaking. All right? Okay, in other words, they were healthy when they came over. Now you look at them, they're all super fat, they're all drunk, they're all messed up, right? And they gave them that liquor so that they could be messed up in the mind. And they never dealt with it. They called it firewater, you know? Go ahead.
It says, who enlargeth his desire as hell.
Yep.
And is as death and cannot be satisfied.
And he's as death and cannot be satisfied. I mean, he's never going to stop. See, they got the whole earth and they ain't stopping. They still want to get Iran, they still want to get, you know, these different places to fully submit. There's nothing that you can do. They're never going to stop. So what's going to have to happen? The Lord is going to come back and take them out of power. That's what's going to happen. Not us. We won't rise up upon the Lord said, wait ye upon me till I rise up to the Lord. He's going to take them out of power and destroy your army. Go ahead.
It says, but gathereth unto him all nations,
Yep.
and heapeth unto him all people.
Right, because they want them to all follow under his way. Going to Uganda, what's in the word Uganda? Accept that. Kamala Harris, right? Oh, why don't you accept that? I'll be that people, you know, the whole city. They're like, no, we don't want that. No, come on, it's not right, you know. But while they're going around bombing children and women in Iraq and Afghanistan, they don't have nothing to say about that, right? You see the hypocrisy, right? So this is how they are, okay? You got something else?
Jeremiah 13 and verse 23, can the Ethiopian change his skin?
Right.
Or the leopard his spots?
Right.
Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil.
They can't, in other words, it's saying they can't do good. A leopard can't change their spots, man. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You can't change that what was created to be wicked. No, give me Proverbs 16 and 4. I'm gonna prove to you that the Lord created them to be. You got something on that topic? Okay. Come on, bro. Go ahead.
This is the book of Sirach 33, verse 14. Good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly.
Yes.
So look upon the works of the Most High, and there are two and two.
The Lord always created one against the other. He created up, he created down, he created fire, he created water. Go ahead.
One against another.
That's it. So he created the righteous and he created the wicked. He created a righteous nation. He created a wicked nation. You see what I'm saying? Right. Although there's wicked people amongst the righteous nation. Yes. You see what I'm saying? But they're not known as the wicked. You see what I'm saying to you? Go ahead.
This is Proverbs 16 and verse 4.
Well, you're getting it. Hey, there's a good chance you're part of us. Okay, I'll say that. Go ahead.
The Lord hath made all things for himself.
Yep.
Yea, even the wicked for the day of evil.
The Lord created the wicked for the day of evil. The serpent did what he did to fulfill prophecy, man. All those things had to happen, man. They had to go away. Because if not, then guess what? How will we know? We had to know good and evil. See, the serpent didn't lie about that. That we had to know good and evil to be judges. You see what I'm saying? To be the perfect judges. Because how is Yahweh Shai able to show the mercy he shows unto us? Because he has went through what we went through. That's how the Lord is able to show that. But that's why he said we don't have a soul. How is it called? We have a great judge. Right. That has been afflicted with our infirmities. I'm roughly paraphrasing. But he's came and dealt with what he fought the flesh and we fought. So he knows what we're going through. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Someone who's never been through something, right? And someone's telling them, oh, I did this because of this, but they never been through anything, they're not going to really understand. They're not going to be able to empathize with you. You see?
And now based on the class, like how's the narrative? Like how's the system of God? For instance, we need to have a lot of power, right?
Yep.
They
Oh.
I think they have more than we can imagine.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. In Malachi.
So what's like, is the plan of God defined, or is it like?
Say it again.
So
Please
is
explain.
there a moment wicked or kind of?
Got away with?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like it hasn't happened in the past, like same scenario, and then this is like a suicide.
No, not the wicked. Not the wicked. This is the first.
Is it just the not on the body of God?
So okay, let me try to understand what you're saying. So you're asking if the wicked has ever came into power before and been taken down out of power?
Because now they are in power.
Well, technically they have been.
They think like when you try to start power.
Technically they have been, but not how it's going to be, because the Lord's going to completely take them out of power. Okay. First, I want to show you that there's a race known as the wicked. Read that, and it's the Edomites. Go ahead.
This is Malachi chapter 1 and verse 4.
I just want to get that point out there. Go ahead.
It says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
Yep.
Thus saith the Lord.
So this is speaking about Edom, the Edomites. Okay. Go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness.
Right. The Edomites will be known as the border of wickedness, meaning everywhere they go is where wickedness follows. Okay, because they are the wicked. Go ahead.
And the people against whom the Lord,
And the people, not just one man named Esau, the people, go ahead,
against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
meaning righteous hatred forever. So the Lord actually hates them because they were created to be hated. When you look at the characteristics that the Most High hates, there's a particular list, right? It says a proud look, right? A lying tongue. These are all characteristics that fit the Edomites more than any other nation. Absolutely. That's what they were literally created to be hated. A vessel, give me a vessel unto honor, a vessel unto dishonor. Read that.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 9,
And we're going to get to that second question that you the other questions you had. Go ahead.
and verse 20. It says, Nay, but O man, who art thou that repliest against God? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, Why hast thou made me thus?
Right. The Edomites can't jump and say, why did you make me the wicked? They can't say that. Go ahead.
And not the potter power over the clay?
The Most High is the potter. He's the one that's forming. Go ahead. Forming people. Go ahead.
Of the same lump, to make one vessel unto honor,
The one unto honor is the Israelites. Go ahead.
and another unto
The
dishonor?
one unto dishonor is the Edomites.
Okay,
See what I'm
also
saying?
about
The Edomites. Edomites. Okay, that's their nation. Edomites. That's correct. Okay, so there's no such thing as white. They call themselves that. That's a psychological thing. White represents purity. They're not white. Look at them right now. They're red. Look at this gentleman here. His hair is white, but his skin is red. It's like a darker red. Okay? But then you got from a light red. Look at the man across the street. He matches his shirt. Okay? You see that? Because the blood is showing forth through their skin because of the lack of melanin, translucent. You understand what I'm saying? So when they came out, right, the Lord, he said, whoa, when you read the story of Esau, the first Edom, their forefather, he said, whoa, it came out red all over like a hairy garment. He describes him as red all over because that was unusual. Okay? You go back and watch a video of, or a picture of ancient Arabs. They're all dark, all super dark. And your forefather, you know what I'm saying? Which you might go back to us, but regardless, they might have been immediately calling them something we don't know. You know what I'm saying? But when you go back, they're dark. But what happened? They mixed with the Edomites, right? The Greeks and so on and so forth, and they started to come in, and their sons and daughters started to look like them. Simple as that. Okay? Go ahead. What you got? That was it on that. That was it? Yep, absolutely. Go ahead. Let's get the no, we're gonna go to his other question. What's his other question again? Oh, the duel with Esau. Yeah, let's get Obadiah. Yeah, 118. Okay, but it did happen before. When it happened was this time, the Renaissance. Okay, when they took down these images and they started putting up their own, that's when they came back into power. Because during the Byzantine Empire, the Dark Ages, what they call it, we were ruling. So-called black people were ruling Europe. Okay, when you go to the kings and the queens, we got books on that. We got the Nature No Color Line that shows the royal arms. You got that book? Pull that book out real quick. Okay, we're going to show you the pictures of the royal coats of arms. They're also called black. Okay, see what I'm saying? So what happened was that there was pagan Roman empires where the Edomites ruled. Okay, and that fell. Read Revelations. Read Revelations 20. Okay? And we're going to read the prophecy of that real quick. Now, look at these pictures, okay? These are the coats of arms, the noble families of German families. All dark-skinned people. Okay? See what I'm saying to you? Look at the faces, look at the noses, look at the afros. These are the coats of arms, the royal coats of arms. Okay? So the Edomites at this time, this is Central Europe. The Edomites at this time were in slavery under us. In other words, they were on the lower level. Okay, doesn't mean we didn't do what they did to us because they're just demonic. Okay? But they were just on a lower level of society. Okay? See that? See the afro? And they still got these images to this day in Europe. Okay? These were some of these images are Moorish images, like I said. The Moors came out of Morocco. Okay? So a lot of these people in Morocco, North Africa. Okay? See what I'm saying? So this is Queen Charlotte when she was a light-skinned black woman. Okay? Understand? So the Israelites were ruling Europe. So this is when so you had the pagan Roman Empire, which are known as those were all and it's so funny. The history proves that they're the wicked. Because they're known as the evil Caesars. Said that all the Caesars were evil that were in the pagan Roman Empire. Okay? Nero, Julius, Caligula, they're all foul and evil. Caligula was having sex with horses. Okay? And his sisters and all that. They were all sick. Alright? But then you have something called the Holy Roman Empire, where you get the popes and things of that nature. We actually started it. See, now it's something different, right? Because now the Edomites are back in power, right? But that really started with us. The Holy Roman Empire was tied to the Bible and the scriptures and things of that nature. See what I'm saying to you? Which that's when you had the 5 good Caesars, which were also called black, starting with Nerva, so on and so forth. But of course, if you go on Google and type it in, you're going to see white images. Because that's the deception. It's going to be hard for you to find the originals. What's the nature of this? What do you mean, what's the nature? Yeah. Absolutely. Huh? Yes, they're created to be hated. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why the scripture says hate the evil and love the good. They're actually created to be hated. You love them. You're really going against what God. You have to try the spirit. You have to try the spirit. You have to try the spirit. Because not right, exactly. So not everyone that looks like an Edomite, right, is an Edomite. No, not everyone that looks like an Edomite is an Edomite. That's why you got to try the spirit. But an Edomite, if you're spiritual, you might have to grow in your spirit, right? Because you're not on the level of us and shit, right? Because we can exercise in our spirit. So in order to say, okay, but there's certain people you can say, okay, that's an Edomite. Edomites do certain things, they act certain things. They have a certain pride, they have a certain sentiment. Right? So that's what it is, right? You know what I'm saying? Right. But is it necessarily because they look at that necessarily that's an Edomite? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Psalms 139. Verse 20, for they speak against thee wickedly, and thine enemies take thy name in vain.
Right.
Do not I hate them, O Lord, that hate thee?
This is what the Edomites produce. This is the confusion that the Edomites and the wickedness that the Edomites produce in the earth. Go ahead.
Do not I hate them, O Lord, that hate thee? And am not I grieved with those that rise up against thee?
That's right. And they rise up against the Lord, they hate the Lord. They hate the concept of God. Who brought this whole atheist ideology? They brought it. Okay? And they actually teach, if you go to colleges and you try to speak about God, and they'll scoff at you. He's an idiot. You know? They got a low IQ. You try to speak about God and they're now. You believe in creation theory? Because they scoff against God, they're proud against the Most High Himself. It's to the point even some of our people believe unto their ideology. Because they push it so much.
Elder Natazakba did a video and said 50% of the U.S. people
Right.
in the U.S. don't believe in the Most High.
Don't believe in God. Yeah, that's because of the influence of the Edomites. Right? There was a time, even the heathen that believe in false gods, they still believe in a higher power. Yeah. They still believe in some form of a higher power. Although it's a false god, it's still a form of a higher power. You see what I'm saying?
Even the polytheistic, they always have like a supreme God.
Exactly. But the Edomites, they believe they are God. And the Bible and the scripture says that. Give me Second Thessalonians. Exactly. But this is the characteristics of the Edomite. Have you ever heard of Yuval Noah?
It's pride.
It's pride. It's pride. It's pride. It's all number pride. But they're the most proud nation in the earth. That's why the Most High hates them too. Go ahead, read that. Yep, read it.
Ecclesiasticus 10 and verse 12. The beginning of pride is when one departed from God and his heart is turned away from his maker.
Right, so they're the furthest away from God out of all nations.
This is the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 7. For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he...
Wicked be revealed. Go up to 4.
Oh, so okay, verse 4, verse 3, it says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first.
This is something that's why you got to know history. You got to go into the Bible. The Lord was, Paul was saying, listen, the day of the Lord is not going to come until there's a falling away first. This is what? This is 2,000 years ago, right? He said they were expecting the Lord to take down the Romans right there and then. See, the Romans were Edomites, by the way. Okay? But they didn't understand who the wicked was. The majority of them didn't understand who the wicked was. But Paul knew who the wicked was. Because Paul got a lot of more revelations than other disciples and people. See what I'm saying? Because the Lord taught him directly. Go ahead.
For that day shall not come,
That day of the Lord is not going to come. Go ahead.
except there come a falling away first.
Unless there's a falling away. What was the falling away? 70 AD. Go look at the history, see 70 AD. The temple was sacked in Jerusalem. Okay, they starved up the people that were there. The rest of the people fled. The majority of them fled into the interiors of Africa and ended up on the west coast of Africa. But what happened with them? North of Africa as well. Okay, and some of them went up into Europe and so on and so forth. But the majority went into West Africa. You got it right there? That's the spirit. We'll get the main point. Got the main point? Okay? Get the main point. Isn't it the 80 something? No. I want to get the soul into Africa. This is the event that the Lord that he was speaking about. The particular event he was speaking about that had to happen. We had to fall away from our heritage. We had to lose the fact that we were Israelites.
But this is from the book from Bible Book 2. It says, in the year 65 BC, the Roman armies under General Pompey captured Jerusalem.
Right.
In 70 AD, General Vespasian and his son Titus put an end to the Jews' state with great slaughter. During the period of the military governors,
This is what he's talking about here, the falling away.
of Palestine, many outrages and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people. During the period from Pompey to Julius, it has been estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa.
There we go. Where did they flee?
Fled into Africa.
Right. So how did they come white? How did they look white now? How did they white now? Those are not the people. Okay? People that why did they flee that? Because those people look like that. Those people have dark skin like although they were Hamites, they had dark skin like okay? You still had Israelites that were scattered in Africa. You see what I'm saying to you? So that's what happened. Keep going, keep going.
It says here, it says, fleeing from Roman persecution and slavery. The slave market was full of black Jews slaves.
See what I'm saying? So boom, boom, bam. So that was the falling away. You understand what I'm saying? That was the destruction of the kingdom of Jerusalem. Right? Kingdom of Israel. Go ahead.
That day shall not come, except there come a falling away first. And that man of sin,
And that man of sin. It's not speaking about one man with 666 tattooed in his forehead. It's not speaking about one. It's a people. It's a nation of people. Okay? The Edomites, in other words. Go ahead.
and that man of sin,
They're known as the man of sin or the nation of sin. That's why you see all that confusion that was there. They're here to push that on you. Go ahead.
be revealed,
Yep. And now he's being revealed to us. Go ahead.
the son of perdition,
The son of destruction. Go ahead.
who opposeth
And who opposes. Go ahead.
and exalted himself above all that is called God,
So he opposes and exalted himself above all that is called God. This is in their spirit. This is what they were doing. You can't change them. I can't. No matter how much you read, it's not in their spirit. Go ahead.
or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God.
They believe they're God. They believe that they are the Most High. That's why they painted themselves as God. Okay? Because this is this guy. Huh? How many Edomites? I don't know the exact number. But there's a lot now. There's a lot now. Yeah? You see a bunch of Edomites walking around now.
They think like because of spirit abilities, are they like
is their spirit. They're wicked human beings. They're programmed to be wicked. They're programmed to deceive.
It's just the nature of this.
It's the nature.
Same spirit, but the nature.
It's the nature. Exactly. It's just like a lion is their nature is to hunt. They eat meat. They don't. Their nature right now is not to eat grass, right? It's their nature to be wicked. All right. Just like it's really see what's happened with us, the Israelites. It was supposed to be our nature to be righteous. You see, but our people, the majority of them fell away from their nature. That's why the Lord said, "How have you become as a corrupted, a degenerate plant? I planted you a noble seed. How have you become a degenerate plant?" See, Jake's see a bunch of Israelites walking the path, standing all over their belt. They're all gangsters now. They're all this kicking. And that, guess who promoted them to do that? Guess who put them up on the pedestal to make sure they did that? The wicked. Those guys. They sat in a room and said, "No, we got to promote gangsters." Exactly. Because it used to be positive. It used to be positive. It used to be about sticking together, right? But what they did, they said, "No, we can't have them speaking all this positive stuff." Because first of all, the elites know that word Israel, right? They said, "No, let us put gangster rap. Let's talk about scissor, smoking weed, popping pills." No, it's the vibration. Okay? Okay, bro. You take care of that. No, you gotta go, bro. You gotta go. Let's do it. Yeah, that's no problem, bro. No problem. You can come up. I love you. Take care, bro. Take care. All right, bro. Take care, man. Shalom. Go ahead.
On Psalms 83 and verse 1, keep not thou silence, O Most High. Hold not thy peace and be not still, O Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. For lo, thine enemy.
Give him as much as he can handle it. See if it's about to pop. Go ahead.
It says, "For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people."
That's right. And that's part of that crafty counsel. The rap music, right? Which you brothers got to go see that movie. They clone Tyrone. Yeah. You brothers got to be watching it. Yeah. That's watching it. That's spiritual. It's a boxing. You got to. Trust me, sometimes you just gotta go. When a brother gives a record, it's for a reason, man. The brother's like, I was born to be get it. And brothers want to see action-packed movies every time. No, sometimes it's a spiritual thing you gotta get out. Right? But that's what I'm gonna start calling these Jake's clones. It ain't up for time. It ain't up for clones market. Yo, go on 6 Plus, watch the music videos. But they're all clones. They're all doing the same dances, the same low vibrational beats behind them.
And again, it's the creation of Esau.
It's a creation of Esau. Yeah, but they're genetically genetically modified, man. This is not how Jake acted. And what proves that, they're saying that creativity is on the decline. Right? They're speaking of rap music like none of it hit the charts. No rap songs hit the top or hip hop songs hit the top charts. And that was since 30 something years it hasn't been like that. Well, since 1993. Hip hop has always been up to why? Because they're saying that it has not. That was a genre that always evolved. It always had stages to it. You see what I'm saying? Like you had the early rap, and then you had like rap mixed with R&B type style, right? So there was always a different evolution. But now they're saying there's no evolution, there's no creativity. It's just the trap music that's dominating.
They even make tracks. The artist might have a whole album. Every track sounds the same. Yep. So no creativity. Right?
Because they're clones.
Yeah, because it's like because it sells. That's the thing that sells. So he's gonna stick to it.
Esau? Well, Esau can make anything sell.
No. I mean the artist.
Oh, right.
I had I don't remember which one, but I think it was Gunna or something like that. He made an interview and said, why would I switch it up? When I make this beat, people love it. So I'm just gonna use the same flow, the same beat, and I'm gonna make the same song 12 times and sell it. So that's the mindset.
Right. The songs used to be like 3-4 minutes. It's 1 minute 20.
Yeah, James Brown. James Brown, 10 minutes per song.
1 minute. And it always be the best songs at 1 minute 20. You want to put on. But anyways, you got a preset? Oh, so like 140. Quick point.
what proves that music is not evolving, because right now what they're doing is resampling old tracks, old beats. You know, they're not like producing like new beats. They're using-
But the thing is that's what hip hop they always did. Hip hop was always a sample. You see what I'm saying? But it's the thing, the sound always changed. You know, it was always a different style. You see what I'm saying? But right now it's not evolving. You see what I'm saying? Because why? Because the vibration of the earth, the vibration of Jake is on such a low level. Jake is the creative people. Jake is not the creative, not innovative. We're not innovative. Then nobody's doing nothing. Nothing is happening. See? All these different genres of music comes from us. So if we're not being innovative, nothing moves. So the earth is just like the music is just at a standstill.
Psalm 62 and 4, they only consult to cast him down from his excellence.
And being innovative, that comes with inspiration. You know what I'm saying? There ain't nothing to be inspired by nowadays. It's a lot to good, bro.
Psalm 62 and 4, they only consult to cast him down from his excellence. They delight in lies, they bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. It's a lot.
Right, so they're already cursing inwardly because their whole thing is to cast Jake down to a low vibration. Or even down to the foods. It shows you in that movie down to the foods was messing Jake's mind up. That the food they have in when you go to the hood, the projects in America, because that's where all you hear all that crazy shit be happening. You know, Babylon, in America. They got nothing but fast food restaurants in every corner. They don't have no Whole Foods. They don't have no anything healthy in there. All they build is fast food restaurants. And you go to the grocery stores, it's low quality food. The cheapest price. Yeah. Right? So, and they're putting that food in Jake's neighborhood deliberately. That's what they showed you in that movie. And of course they did it in a roundabout way, they did it as a sci-fi thing. But that's the truth. Martin imitates life, man. Okay? And Jake acts the way they act down a low. Listen, the food will put you in a particular vibration. That's what the importance of eating healthy is all about. The reason you don't do less of the spirit of dealing with yourself a lot of times is what? You eat a bunch of crap. Yeah, you might be eating 1 meal a day, but what are you eating in that 1 meal a day? Is it always garbage? Are you taking a break from meat? That's true, bro. I'm speaking to myself first and foremost. You see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's what you put into your body that's gonna allow your body to that's the fuel for your body. There's a difference in your car when you put synthetic oil than when you put organic oil, which organic is less quality than synthetic oil. Right?
real quick. This is verse, it's like Daniel 1, verse 11. Then said Daniel to Melzar, whom the prince of the eunuchs had set over Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, Azariah, prove thy servants, I beseech thee, 10 days, and let them give us pulse to eat and water to drink. Then let our countenances be looked upon before thee, and the countenances of the children that eat of the portion of the king's meat.
Right, so he stopped eating the king's meat. He said, listen, I'm not going to eat the king's meat. Now he said, listen, give me pulse and water to drink. So pulse is what? Greenery. You know what I'm saying? Which is the best things to eat is greens. Green vegetables, right?
And as thou seest, deal with thy servants. So he consented with them in this matter, and proved them 10 days. And at the end of 10 days, their countenances appeared fairer and fatter and flesh than all the children which they eat the portion of the king's meat.
Right, so they look better after eating that. Right, so you don't just get better, but you think with more clarity, right? You know, less brain fog and so on and so on. The spirit will deal with you on a higher level if you're eating the right things. And that's why also the spirit has brothers getting into the help. You know? Of course, brothers to get into the help. You know? And these are things we need to do. You know? To eat in a particular way. So we're preparing ourselves, we're being prepared spiritually by the Lord for Jacob's trouble. Man. You know? Yeah, bro.
On Ecclesiasticus 30 and verse 20, it says, sound sleep cometh of moderate eating. He riseth early, and his wits are with him. But the pain of watching,
and it's also what you eat. Okay? It's moderate, you gotta be moderate, but you also what you eat too. Right? Eat a flipping Mars bar, you know, just eat Mars bars, eat a bunch of Mars bars, just 5 Mars bars. Well, yeah, you're not gonna feel good. Okay? You have to eat good things too. know? Go ahead.
It says, and his wits are with them. But pain of watching and choler and pains of the belly are with an insatiable man.
Go ahead, go ahead. We highlight it. Go ahead. Go ahead. No.
Verse 25, it says, show not thy valiantness. Verse 30 and verse 25, it says, a cheerful and a good heart will have care of his meat and diet.
Right. So, well, you know, you're supposed to, when you eat, which that's not really saying that's, you got to read that in the GNT. Read that in the GNT, that last point in the GNT. Okay? But, anyways, what do you have, bro? Nothing? Okay, give me, what is good? Yeah. You got it in the GNT? Yeah, read it again.
Okay, this is the book of Sirach 30 and verse 25 in the GNBDC. It says, a cheerful person with a good attitude will have a good appetite and enjoy his food.
Right, because also the food you eat affects your mood, okay? The hormones and so on and so forth, right? Right? So if you're not eating the right foods, eating a bunch of junk, guess what? Your hormones are going to be all off, right? You're going to be irritated. I mean, what your brothers already need to choose, brothers already irritated. You know, you adding up to it, you know? You're an Oscar the Grouchy in this thing, right? You know what I'm saying? You turn into, what's the guy's name? Faye? The guy from the Fontaine? Yeah, you turn into Fontaine because he was in that irritating spirit.
Yeah. Drinking 40s.
Yeah, drinking 40s and jet. Right, because of the garbage that they were consuming. You see what I'm saying? So if you eat the right things, you're gonna be in a good state. That's something. Go ahead, yeah, read that.
This is Ecclesiasticus 37 and verse 27. My son, prove thy soul in thy life, and see what is evil for it, and give not that unto it.
Go ahead. Anyways, see that?
Read it again. This is Ecclesiasticus 37 and verse 27. My son, prove thy soul in thy life, and see what is evil for it, and give not that unto it.
Good. Yeah, give not that unto it, right? Right. So you got to prove what's right for your body, right? You know, because the flesh is gonna make you want to go towards things that are negative too. All right. So like, even though because it might feel good, but it's gonna mess up your body, break down your body. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead, Mike.
Verse 28. For all things are not profitable for all men.
Right.
Neither have every soul pleasure in everything.
What's going on, bro? What's going on, bro? This guy's a jig. You want a bus? You want a bus? Even though you're not in the sun, you want a bus, bro? You want a bus? That's a jig. Go ahead.
Verse 28. For all things are not profitable for all men.
Right.
Neither has every soul pleasure in everything.
Neither does every soul have pleasure in everything. All right, so you gotta know what's good for your body. You gotta know what's good for you to consume. Sometimes if you listen to too much of that, the rap, you know, the gangster rap, that can affect your mind. All right, you gotta, you know, sometimes put on some classical music, kind of clear your mind a bit. Right? You see what I'm saying? What you got, bro?
It says, be not unsatiable in any dainty thing.
Unsatiable means to be overindulgent. Okay, so yeah, you can drink wine and all that. That's good. You know, you can drink it. You see, it has certain benefits. But you over drink it, it's gonna turn negative. Right? Okay, you over drink, you go. First of all, your body is gonna start to, your liver is gonna start to be affected. Okay, which is gonna affect other things in the body. Your kidneys are gonna start to be affected because it's overworking. All right. See what I'm saying? And also your hormones, like I mentioned before, the balance of the hormones is going to be affected too. So you're going to start to be more irritated. There's a scripture on that. Dealing with the man that over drinks.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. That's it on that? It's a good one? Okay, go ahead.
It says, be not unsatiable in any dainty thing,
Yeah.
nor too greedy upon meats.
Yeah.
For excess of meats bringeth sickness, and surfeiting will turn into choler. Choler. By surfeiting have many perished, but he that taketh heed prolongeth his
Right.
life.
Surfeiting means overeating. Okay, you ain't really supposed to eat to the point where you feel your stomach being bloated. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know you can't fit no more in there. you're just trying to pack in some more because it tastes good. You're not supposed to do that. Okay, you're supposed to know when you reach that limit, you're supposed to have the discipline to stop. You know.
I think it's because even one of the elders went into it. When you're young, they force you to finish your plate.
Yeah, that's true.
What?
Yeah, they do.
Finish your plate. Not to stop when you're full. So it's something you brought up with.
Which really you don't need to do this. You don't need to do that. Yeah, you know, if a child is full, he's full. You want to do it. Right? That's
Sirach 31 and 27. One is good. It's like one is as good as life to a man.
Question?
Yes, sir. I was just wondering how long you sermonize today? What time you wrap preaching?
What time do we close? Well, we're about to close soon. We're about to close in, we've been out here for about almost 2 hours, about 3 hours now. We're about to close maybe 10, 15 minutes.
Okay. I'm just curious about everything you're involved with now, man. So,
Say what?
I'm just curious about everything you're involved with nowadays. So I'm going to just take a walk and come back and get you again.
Yeah, so it's all good, bro. It's all good, bro.
Thank you.
Come down, all right, bro. Take care, man. You're one of us, bro. Don't get it twisted, eh? Don't get it twisted. This is not a thing of looks, eh? Israelites is in the spirit, all right? Go ahead, what you got, bro?
Sirach 31 and 27. One is as good as life to a man, if it be drunken moderately. What is life? It's like what life is then to a man?
It's like because he's a film producer, right? What he likes is you know who his favorite film director is? Spike Lee. Favorite film director is Spike Lee. He used to wear the glasses like Spike Lee because he likes to work with him. You know what I'm saying? And he also used to like to listen to Star, you know? Yeah, he used to come and say this shit. Star would say all this time. You know, before he probably be working with him. Remember the sloppy ball. Because Star used to say that shit. Star used to crack me up on him. He's a Jake, though. He's a Jake. You know, that's why I say he's a Jake, you know? But anyways, go ahead, bro. What you got, bro?
Yeah. Sirach 31 and 27. One is as good as life to a man, if it be drunk moderately.
Right.
What life is then to a man that is without
If you
wine?
be drunk moderately, you know, these different. You know, people, you know, they say, I never drink, I don't drink anymore because they might be alcoholics and I don't drink. There's nothing wrong with that. They don't want to do it, you don't have to. Right? Because, listen, it's good. When you do that, really your mind starts to get clearer and your health will start getting better too. Right? Because you have to understand it's filled with toxins too. Right? But the thing is that there's nothing wrong with you doing it in moderation. You see what I'm saying? It's about balancing now. You're able to just take, a few glasses a week. Are you able to do that? You know what I'm saying? Because if you're able to do that, then guess what? You know what I'm saying? You'll be able to you'll still be in good health. You understand what I'm saying? But if you're doing it, it's got to be like every day, 5 days a week, going on crazy. It's going to start to weigh in on you. You know what I'm saying? It's going to start to weigh on you. Go ahead.
What is life then to a man that is without wine?
Your body needs a break from it. So, okay, I just take a couple glasses a day. Your body needs a break from it. Because alcohol is more toxic. You gotta piss. You gotta piss like when you drink, right? So you can take a break from it so that your body can actually regenerate. Right.
What is life then to a man that is without wine? For it was made to make man glad.
It was made to make man glad. See what I'm saying? So, hey man, you might be in a state, you'll feel good if you stop, right? But it'll be boring. You know what I mean? It'll be boring. Okay? That's what I'm saying? But hey, if a brother might have fun without it. More power to it. You know what I'm saying? More power to it. What you got, bro?
Yeah. One measurably drunk and in season bringeth gladness of the heart and cheerfulness of the mind.
Right, if it's measurably drunk in season, that's when it starts to really puts a smile on your face. What?
But one drunken with excess maketh bitterness of mind.
Makes a bitterness of mind. You start to think, when you start drinking, you start to think about the society. Yeah. That's the nice thing you start to get into when you start drinking. Yeah, you're drinking. You know? It's not the same, man. Taking bigger gulps. Go ahead, man.
If wine
You're
drinking
right.
wine drinking with excess.
Looking at you, and you say, you know, you're staring until they look down. You better look down.
But wine drinking with excess. But wine drinking with excess maketh bitterness of the mind with brawling and quarreling. Drunkenness increaseth the rage of a fool till he offended, and diminishes strength and maketh wounds.
That's it. All right. It makes you feel like you're stronger than you are. Build up confidence in this shit. No, but then to the point where they only have confidence when they're drinking wine.
Oh yeah.
Okay? What you got, bro? That's it? Is that a cut? What's it? Go ahead. I don't know, put in the face that you got cut or something. Go ahead.
2 Peter 1 and 5, and beside this, giving all diligence, add to your faith virtue, and to virtue knowledge, and to knowledge temperance,
No pictures. No pictures.
and to knowledge temperance.
Even Paul said that. Paul said, temperate, be temperate in all things. You know, so don't overindulge in certain things. You don't have to underindulge either. Just find that level, you know, where you can still keep going, run that race. Self-control.
And to temperance, patience, and to patience, godliness.
But you also have to take a break too. Right. You also have to take breaks. As hard as it may be for certain brothers, man, you have to take that break. Then you want to take a glass of wine. It's just a couple glasses or just a couple shots of scotch or whatever. Nah, bro, your body needs to regenerate. It's time to replenish itself. See what I'm saying? You got something else?
Yeah, Proverbs 11 and 1.
Go get the last scripture.
A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight.
Right, a just weight is the light, right? So it has to be in balance. Right? Certain things you do more than other things, and that is the balance. Okay? Like having more silver, you need more silver to equal up to gold, right? So certain things you do more than other things, and that equals balance. Okay? Like I said, alcohol is a thing, which they say that alcohol, what gets you drunk is like a slight religion. You know, that's what they say. You know? But ultimately, you know that, you know, you got to drink it in moderation. You have that self-control. What else you got? You got more than that?
Philippians 4 and 4. Rejoice in the Lord always, and again I say rejoice. Let your moderation be known. So let your moderation be known unto all men. The Lord is at hand. Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto the Most High.
Right. So you want to make that be known, like when people see it, they're like, okay, this guy he doesn't just over drink, he doesn't just overeat. You know, he has moderation. You feel what I'm saying? Sit on that. That's all. That's all. So we'll end off on this one.
This is the book of First.
Give me a second. What was that? Tetrarchs. Tetrarchs. I believe that's the 3 tetrarchs. Going back to the Dark Ages.
1 Corinthians 9 and 25, and every man that striveth for the master is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown of life.
Right. So they do it to speaking of like people in sports, you know, they have to train, right? They gotta train, they gotta watch what they eat. Right? They don't just do what they want to do. They don't just eat what they want to eat. Go to practice when they want to go to practice. Unless you want to be like AI. Right? Go almost practice. What's that about? Go practice.
About the game.
But then you see, where did he end? He's not on the level of Kobe, right? See what I'm saying? Kobe didn't play him. Alright? See what I'm saying? So you have to be on, you have to be temperate in all things. You gotta be balanced in all things. It's not just eating, it's not just drinking, it's everything in life. Alright? Dealing with women or whatever the case may be. Alright?
But I therefore so run. It says, now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we are incorruptible. Yep. I therefore so run, not as uncertain, so fight I, not as one that beateth the air. Right. But I keep under my body and bring it unto subjection, lest that by any means when I have preached to
Right. Well,
others,
keep bringing under subjection, meaning what? You have to have self-control. Go ahead.
lest that by any means when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway.
Right. So you gotta have self-control in this truth. Right? Temperance. You gotta, anything that you're lacking in, you gotta try to work to chip that off. All right. See what I'm saying? So first and foremost, when all praises going on it, to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, B'chagudash. The Lord, the apostles and others who bring millstone, citation of some respect to God, came out there pushing this word out, truth and sincerity. All right, Shemai, Shemai, Allah, Yahweh, Yahweh, Hayno, Yahweh, Yahweh, Shemai, Shemai, Allah, Yahweh, Yahweh, Hayno, Yahweh, Yahweh, Shemai, Shemai, Allah, Yahweh, Yahweh, Hayno, Yahweh, Yahweh,
Soon.
What's going on, bro? How you been, bro?
Can I like call you Shamar still?
You've been named, man.